Hi everyone, I'm Tanas from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of September 18th. So when we began the month of September, there was a strong push of retrograde energy, and retrograde energy tends to bring things up from the past, things that we need to deal with, things that we haven't looked at, things that we need to address in our lives. It also brings up this sense of reflection or reassessment or needing to take a couple of steps back to sort of regroup, recenter ourselves before we can move forward. So maybe you have been feeling that. Maybe a lot of this month so far has kind of been picking up the pieces from the past, things that happened, months ago, maybe years ago that you somehow have to deal with right now, that somehow have come up to the surface to be cleared, to be dealt with, to be looked at. This week, so that retrograde energy still continues, but this week we have another energy shift, and that comes from the September equinox. The equinox peaks on the 22nd, 23rd. That will depend on your time zone. And around the time of the equinox, actually the day before and the day of the equinox, the energy grid of the planet moves into a higher vibration. It moves into a higher harmony, helping us to access the healing power of Mother Earth with greater ease. So use this energy, spend some time in nature. If you want to, I am hosting a live equinox ritual. We're going to do a guided meditation and some ritual work. If you want, please join me on that. It's held on Zoom. I will drop a link below in the description box if you want to join with that. But whatever you end up doing, go outside, spend time in nature, connect with the harmony of the planet, because there is so much healing energy on offer to us under that equinox. This particular equinox also represents the halfway point of the astrological year. So if we think of a wheel turning, it's now beginning to shift in a new direction, and we feel that energy shift. On a surface level, this energy shift can kind of manifest as realizing, oh, hey, it's already the end of the September, and then those months of the year, those last couple of months of the year, all kind of roll into one and become a blur. We can feel the energy shift manifesting that way. We can also feel the energy shift manifesting in other areas of our lives, on a spiritual level, on an emotional level. I will say, however it comes up for you, know that this is a time to find balance. This is a time to find your equilibrium and to think about how you are choosing to spend your energy. That is actually one of the fastest ways to get yourself back into a state of balance, is to assess how you are choosing to spend your energy. Can you direct your energy into something more productive, into something more worthwhile, into something that energizes rather than depletes? So that will be a great way to use this energy if you feel that turning of the wheel kind of throwing you off a little bit. Also, to guide us with this and to kind of bear down on this idea of finding balance, the equinox, the September equinox, also brings the start of Libra season. And Libra is represented by the scales, of course, the scales representing finding our balance. Libra also represents our relationships and who we are, who we show up as in the many relationships that we keep. So it's a good time to also reflect and think about that. Who are you? How do you show up in certain relationships in your life? Do you like who you become in this relationship? Do you feel that this relationship helps to bring out your potential, or do you feel this relationship is squashing, dimming your light? Do you feel that this relationship brings out the best in you, or do you feel that it's bringing up traumas, wounds? Our relationships are very often a mirror for us, helping to unlock hidden insights, hidden wounds, some subconscious or unconscious behaviors. Relationships are very often our greatest teachers. So this is also a time where our relationships may be highlighted. And if you want to do some work on relationships. I actually have some journal prompts and exercises which you can find located in the Equinox article that I wrote. I did an Equinox forecast for the September equinox. I will also drop a link to that below, so check out those journal prompts if you want to do some relationship work. Again, you can find this all at foreverconscious.com. And then as we get to the end of the week, we are feeling that Libra new moon. It actually happens on the 25th, so technically it kind of gets into our next week's forecast, but I really like this new moon. We have had so many energy shifts, as I've sort of just outlined all through September, but this new moon is like a beautiful tonic. It is like medicine for our souls for all of this energy shift work. It brings illumination, so something may come up, be highlighted for you, answers that you've been looking for might arise, which actually I think would be sort of welcomed, because retrograde energy can sometimes create a little bit of a fog. So this new moon can clear some of that fog, bring a little bit of clarity. Jupiter is very, very active under this new moon, and Jupiter can also always helps to sort of sweeten the deal a little bit. So whatever comes up to the surface, even if it might be painful or hard or confronting, that Jupiter energy holds the promise that we can see the silver lining, that we can see the positive side of things, that we can kind of look at this as an opportunity for growth and spiritual expansion with greater ease. So that energy is really, really sweet. And aside from that Jupiter energy, the energy around this new moon, when I tapped into it, when I felt into it, just felt like it had a very soothing energy to it. So I hope you're able to kind of channel and tune into that. This new moon, I feel like if it could talk, was also saying simplify your life. Find a way to simplify things. You know, the way you're thinking about something, the way you're feeling about something, the way you're approaching something. See if you can tap into the idea of simplicity. As always, I will have a ritual for this new moon. If you're watching this video in the first part of the week, it is not up yet, so just keep checking the site. It should be up there by middle of the week. I will have a ritual for that new moon. And of course, don't forget, you can join me for that Zoom workshop where we'll be doing an equinox ritual. It doesn't touch on the new moon, but just working with these beautiful energies that we have this week will be wonderful and hopefully a soothing tonic for your soul. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please subscribe. Join me on Instagram. Check out foreverconscious.com. I appreciate it so much. You guys have a great week. Thank you.